It's hard to believe that I couldn't see.
You were always there beside me. Thought I was alone with no one to hold,
But you were always right beside me.
This feeling's like no other.
I want you to know I've never had someone
that knows me like you do.
the way you do. I've never had someone as good for me as you. No one like you. So lonely before I finally found what I've been looking for.
So good to be seen, so good to be heard.
Don't have to say a word. For so long I was lost. So good to be found. I'm loving having you around. This feeling's like no other. I want you to know I've never had someone
That knows me like you do.
the way you do. I've never had someone as good for me as you. No one like you. So lonely before I finally found what I've been looking for. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do. Whoa-oh-oh-oh. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do. Whoa-oh-oh-oh.
와! 구독과 좋아요, 알림 설정까지. 와! 구독 눌러야겠다. 여러분, 제가 좋으시다면 구독 꾹, 좋아요 꾹, 알림 설정 뜰렁뜰렁뜰렁뜰렁 하세요. 구독과 좋아요, 알림 설정까지. 슉! 구독과 구독과 좋아요, 알림 설정까지. 구독과 좋아요, 알림 설정까지. 안녕. 테이크 2. 구독과 좋아요, 알림 설정까지 해주세요.